Welcome, fellow game enthusiasts, developers, and curious minds, to the post-mortem analysis of Steel Vulture, an extraordinary game developed by Pretty Ape Studios. In this introspective exploration, we will explore a comprehensive journey through the highs, lows, challenges, and triumphs experienced during the development of Steel Vulture, an adventure that pushed the boundaries of our creativity and technical prowess. Steel Vulture was the culmination of the relentless passion and dedication of the talented team at Pretty Ape Studios, with a shared vision of crafting a captivating and immersive gaming experience. We set out on a quest to create a game that would leave an indelible mark on players' hearts and minds. As we reflect upon the development of Steel Vulture, we invite you to join us in the captivating post-mortem analysis.
Hello, my name is Anthony Schroder, and I am a gameplay designer for Pretty Ape Studios. I designed, programmed, and implemented the procedural level generation, radar functionality including scanning objects, flying the ship, and shooting torpedoes. I also created multiple in-depth mechanics in the game such as mining, upgrades, and random encounter systems. In addition to my programming tasks, I also did the sound design and created all the sound effects and music for the game. The highlight of the project for me, for what went well, was the procedural level generation system I created that I called the Gen Box. The Gen Box works off of a system where certain types of generation only lead into other types of generation, similar to a biome system from Minecraft. There are also unique generation types that only occur when the player is far from spawn. A part of the project that didn't go so well for me was the alert system that I also worked on. The issue I had was attempting not to use the event tick when it came to monitoring certain variables. Due to this, I spent an unnecessary amount of time on the alert system when I could have just done it off tick, which I had originally thought of but didn't want to do for fear of overloading the event tick. Thanks for listening, and I'll pass it off to the next designer.
Hello, my name is Benjamin Martinez, and I am one of the designers on Pretty Ape Studios for Steel Vulture. My main focus for the project was all the UI and menu elements. One of the things that went really well for me in this project was the radar scan box in the top left when you're in the radar. Basically, what I did for that was just make a simple widget with a text variable in it, and then I made a function in the cursor to where it would call that variable, and then I would feed an append with a bunch of inputs from like the asteroids, the ships, or what have you. Just feed all that info into the text variable, and that's what would show up on the screen whenever you scan something. As far as things that didn't really go so well, there was a mechanic that I wanted to introduce, which would be optional objectives. Basically, the player would have little things to do throughout the gameplay to kind of flesh out the experience. But as I was implementing it, it didn't really fit with what we were trying to do, so that ended up having to be cut. That's it for me, and I guess I'll pass over to the next designer. Thank you.
My name is Vinny Zhang, and I was tasked to create each level, which is the different rooms in the game. There is the bridge, the weapons, the engine, the oxygen, life support, and the corridor. I really enjoy this room because I have all the references that I found, and each one has a space theme in them. This helps tremendously because after I finish collecting all the references, I have an image in my mind of what the level would look like. I also created the different objects like the radar table. I learned that I really like level design, and when I get the references of what I want to create, there will be this image in my mind that makes me want to create it. And now let's talk about the bad things during production. The stamina system was an idea I was implementing during month 2 of the project, but did not finish until month 3 of Capstone. Even though I was proud of the stamina system, it shouldn't have taken 1.5 months to figure out. And now for the next member for Steel Vulture.
Hello, my name is Michael Trowbridge, and I'm a game designer for Steel Vulture. I developed the camera and character movement system, as well as the fire mechanic, camera events, and prompt system. I also designed the entire tutorial, and I am the environmental designer for the ship. My favorite element that I created, though, was the camera and character relationship. It was a unique portion of the game that we decided to go with cameras instead of a third-person view. But because the player is using cameras, the character had to be designed in a way that could only press on things that we wanted pressed, and then the character would move over there, play a short animation, and then generate the system that was clicked on. The worst element that I created was the first tutorial iteration. It was more of a tooltip than a tutorial, but due to player feedback and other elements, it just didn't work with what we wanted, and it was very confusing for the player. So we ended up having to learn from that and create an actual tutorial with step-by-step instructions. In closing, we express our deepest appreciation to everyone who supported Pretty Ape Studios and joined us on the incredible journey through the world of Steel Vulture. The development of this game has been a labor of love, and we are humbled by the overwhelmingly positive response it has received.